Located in downtown Davenport, Armour Gardens offers a unique blend of 60s, 70s kitsch along with some amazing fresh food. And with over 100 beers on tap, well, let's just say I'm getting thirsty. We made our way, we are back behind the bar here at Armour Gardens, and we're with Dan Bush. He is the owner of this fine establishment. And I think the thing that people notice the first thing when they're coming in here is this incredible line of beers. You got 100 beers on tap. Tell me a little bit about what you are Davenport's beer bar, I guess. I kind of have to be with this many taps.
Sure, yeah. I mean, with 100 beers on draft, we have a lot of options. And we really try to focus on the one-offs, the seasonals, and the experimental beers that you just don't see tapped at other bars.
Yeah, and I'm looking up at the board, and thank you so much. I love the system that you go in here. And it's a lot of Iowa beers. I mean, you're carrying a lot of Iowa beers, which I really appreciate. Keeping it local. People like to drink local, huh?
Yeah, and I think the Iowa brewery scene has really blown up over the last 5 years, and so now we have just so many options. You know, we've been open for 4 years now, and we definitely don't have a lack of beers to choose from in the area, so it's been great.
That's great. Tell you what, this is a beautiful establishment. I love mid-century modern. I love, the 1950s, 60s kitsch aesthetic. That's something I've been a big fan of for a very long time, since high school. But I love how much you've dived into it, you've grown into it, and you've really taken a hold of it, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean, when I was writing the business plan, I was watching a lot of Mad Men at the time, and I think that's where it came from.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
You got a couple beers. I mean, you got a couple. You got 100 beers on tap here. So what are we starting here with?
So this is a fruited sour from Bent River, which is a brewery just right across the river in Rock Island. Rock Island, yep. They have 2 breweries over there, and this is called Joe's Fruit Salad. I've become obsessed with their fruited sours over the course of this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That has a really, really interesting flavor to it. It's got that really fruity front end, and I don't know, there's some kind of chocolatey, vanilla-y, back end to it. It's really interesting.
I definitely tested the vanilla at the very end.
So tell me a little bit about, it's kind of interesting, you do table service, or is it counter service with your food? What's going on here?
So basically we made something that was by design super free flowing. You kind of order beer when you want, and you can order food if you want as well, but you're not on any kind of clock. I have a big problem with full service restaurants where you sit down and you feel like someone's trying to turn a table and get someone else in here. We have people who hang out in the summertime for 7-8 hours at a time, and they feel comfortable doing it. It's great for big groups where you don't need a reservation, so you can just pile on in and hit the patio, and so a lot of times we have a lot of in-between wedding parties. In between the wedding and the reception, this is a big destination for those people.
It's a great, get people in and they can spread out, like you said. Tell me a little bit about the patio.
That's really where it started. When my partner and I were talking about bringing a place to downtown Davenport, we felt like the lack of outdoor options was where we wanted to start. So this entire idea was based around a big outdoor patio.
Pre-COVID, you said, we want a big outdoor space.
Well, our first bar was Analog Arcade Bar, which is very much a wintertime indoor place. So we wanted almost to make the opposite of that, an antithesis to that. So we'd have a busy season here, and then once this starts slowing down, Analog picks up.
That's really good planning. Being able to play off each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
This is really great. Dan, what else do you got over here?
Let's see if I can pull up. I'll pour you my favorite IPA.
Your favorite IPA
of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah.
This is your favorite.
This is it.
India Pale Ale ever.
Yeah. So this is called Witch Slap from Clock House.
Clock House. Now, where are they at?
Clock House is out of Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids. Oh wow.
And this is my summertime beer. This is when I want to sit down and have 3 or 4. I just don't get sick of it.
So a little bit more of a hazy IPA.
More of a hazy IPA, and definitely has that kind of orange juicy. It's almost like a mimosa beer IPA. I really enjoy it.
A lot of beer. Are you able to keep all of this in stock, or what's your turnover, I guess, for your beer?
We during the summertime we blow between 40 and 60 kegs a week, so we blow quite a bit of beer. But we're changing our tap lineup every single day. We're always trying to throw new stuff up there, and we give people who come in again and again something different every time, which is a big draw.
That's great. If you're a beer guy and you want to come and try a lot of different beers, this is the place.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to go head into the kitchen and try some different food, or meet up with Chef Chris and see what he's got cooking in there.
Awesome.
All right, we'll meet back soon.
Hey, thanks.
Okay, more white vinegar. I love vinegar. It's a wonderful, and just it's interesting how that one little bite can open up a lot of different flavors.
Yep.
So we made our way into the kitchen. Thanks so much for having us. And I'm with Chris Streeter. He is the kitchen manager, and we're going to be making up some food. Yep. So where do we start?
Let's start with the pork banh mi.
Pork banh mi, that sounds great.
We'll start with that one, and then we'll work our way down to the other stuff then. So.
All right, let's go.
So what we have here is a mixture of pork tenderloin that has been diced up, marinated into soy sauce, sesame oil, ginger, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, and honey, just to give it a little sweetness to it. Yep.
So how long are you marinating it in?
Normally it marinates for 24 hours.
Okay.
Yep. And then we will portion it out to 6 to 7 ounces. So we try to throw it on this side so you get a nice coating on it.
Get a good sear on it.
Yep.
Okay. Really locking in all those juices, all that soy sauce, and really get everything locked in the vinegar.
So with all this nice little brownness there's a little bit of that honey and that brown sugar kind of cooking onto it, caramelizing onto it. So when you bite into that, you're going to have a lot of flavor from that itself.
Oh, that sounds great.
We have a sriracha mayo here.
Okay.
So just mayonnaise and sriracha just mixed together. Give it a little bit of a bite.
A little bit of zip.
Yep. Take that guy, throw that into there. And we'll transfer it over to this station real quick. Sorry.
And then you're finishing it off with what?
So this is our pickled veggies.
Okay, so you got some pickled carrots and...
Pickled carrots, red onions, cucumber, and cilantro there. And then we did a little bit of sugar and white vinegar.
Okay, more white vinegar. I love vinegar. It's a wonderful, and just it's interesting how that one little bite can open up a lot of different flavors.
Yep.
That looks incredible.
That is the banh mi.
All right. So what do you have that marinating in?
That is just an oil and herb mixture.
Okay.
So.
Nothing too special with your herbs, just
not really.
a little bit of parsley and
just a little Italian seasoning that goes into it. All right. So from here. Get out our egg wash, just egg and buttermilk mixed together. That goes into there. And then we coat it in this flour. So the flour has a little bit of Cajun, a little bit of cayenne, salt.
Yeah, I mean, this Nashville chicken has really exploded. It's, it's a really hot trend right now.
It is probably one of our biggest sellers too. So after we get done with that, that's finished off, we'll throw it into the Nashville oil, which is just a basic vegetable oil that has then gotten thrown. There's a bunch more cayenne in it. A bunch more.
All right.
A little bit of Cajun seasoning in that one, garlic. A lot of the same ingredients that are in the flour. We're just trying to pop it up into the oil. All right, so we're gonna take that, dip it into here.
Going right in there.
Make sure we get it nice and coated. Throw it onto our plate.
A little bit of ranch, smooth that out, a little bit of base to it.
Take away a little bit of that heat.
Lettuce and tomato.
Lettuce and pickle.
All right. Plenty of pickle.
Yep, plenty of it. That guy right on top of there.
That looks absolutely perfect. A wonderful, big piece of chicken with some great breading, and I love the contrasting colors with the.
It looks good. Everything kind of goes great with it.
All right, fried macaroni.
Fried macaroni and cheese.
All right.
So you have a chunk of macaroni and cheese that we cool down, dip it in egg wash, bread it. Then we're going to turn it around and fry it.
You're going to fry it?
Yep.
Whoa. And you're doing this all in-house again?
This is all in-house again. We make the cheese sauce. We not make the macaroni, but we cook off the macaroni. Yeah, and it's done. We burn through this.
Really?
Yeah, so this is probably we'll make it one day, let it sit in the walk-in so it hardens back up. And
Nice and congealed.
Nice and congealed, so we can actually,
You can slice it up. It's a little bit easier to
we
work
can
with.
cut it out and we can actually bread it then.
So you make your own cheese sauce? Any other interesting flavors or anything?
We do a little bit of smoked chipotle pepper in this one, just to give it a little bit of a little bit to it. Garlic powder inside that macaroni and cheese too. Breadcrumbs are just basic breadcrumbs, panko breadcrumbs that we cook down a little bit more and toss into it to give it a little bit of lightness. So, all right, these guys should be ready. So what we're gonna do with them? Grab a basket, let some of that oil strain out a bit.
Let that pop out.
Yeah. So we serve this with a remoulade.
Oh, okay.
Remoulade is it's kind of like a tartar sauce, just a little spicy, with a little kick to it. So it's got Cajun in it, dill pickles, mayonnaise, lemon juice, just something a little different than your typical, let's dip it in more cheese, let's dip it in ranch.
Yeah, you want to add something a little bit different. That looks absolutely fantastic. I'm dying to jump right into it. All right, well, Chris, thank you very much for having us in.
Appreciate it.
A lot of fun, a lot of great flavors, I'm sure.
Good.
This is absolutely incredible. Let me just see if I can break this in half right here. Oh, wow. That is filled with ooey gooey goodness. Dan, we just got out of the kitchen with Chris, and everything looks really, really incredible here. I can't wait. I need to jump into this banh mi. Well, watching him put that sear on this looks absolutely incredible. So tell me a little bit about what kind of food you're going for here at Armored Gardens.
Yeah, we're mainly doing almost completely from scratch bar fare with just a lot of variety. I mean, if you like chicken, if you like burgers, if you like something like banh mi, we feel like we cover most of the bases for people.
Those pickled vegetables are absolutely fantastic.
Good.
And that pork is also incredible. I love that vinegary flavor mixing with that little bit of sweetness coming from that meat. That's really great. So yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of everything, and you're really almost a melting pot of different kinds of foods here, right?
Yeah, we try to stay up to date on the trends, and I think banh mi and Nashville hot chicken are two things that people are really looking for, especially in this area. Okay, so that's actually our best-selling beer. That's from a local brewery called Five Cities. It's Bikini Bottom Pineapple Wheat.
Bikini Bottom Pineapple Wheat.
We sell 3 to 5 kegs of it every week, full half barrels. People seem to love it.
Wow, that's got a great flavor as well.
It's great for summertime. It's something that you could crush quite a few of them and still wake up the next morning.
It works well with the banh mi. It's good, that sweetness of the pineapple, a little bit fruity. Really great. I love these vegetables. Yeah, Nashville chicken has been a pretty hot trend lately.
It is, yeah.
And you guys went right for it, huh?
Yep. So we bred our own chicken and basically make everything from scratch.
Yeah, it was incredible. Just seeing Chris work and tossing that in, and I love how thin it is. I love the idea of being able to have a manageable bite when you're having a sandwich. Let me grab it. That's incredible. Good. I love that light flakiness of the breading. Really, really great. And
the difficulty is you want to make it light, but not too light where the breading is falling off as you eat it. And so we did quite a bit of experimentation to get to that point.
So how often are you changing up your menu down here?
We were changing it every 6 to 9 months, but we really feel like we kind of finally nailed it. I mean, this is probably our 7th iteration of our menu since we've been open, but we're going to stick with this one for a while because people really seem to be happy with it.
Now, this guy, when I was told that they're doing fried macaroni and cheese, I said, well, okay, I mean, I've seen it at a couple of different places. What's so special? This is special. This is something I've never seen before. This is absolutely incredible. Let me just see if I can break this in half right here. Oh, wow. That is filled with ooey gooey goodness. Tell me, how'd this get on your menu?
We had a lot of debates about the proper ratio of the mac and cheese to the breading at different places that we've been to, and we felt a lot of times there's often too much breading, and so we decided to opt for bigger pieces, and so we think it balances out really well, especially with that homemade remoulade. We think if you want to give that a dip, it's really, really solid.
Yeah, I mean, this is carbs on carbs, which is always a difficult proposition.
This is a cheat day thing, right?
Yeah, that looks so, and it has, sometimes you're worried a little bit about the macaroni just being a little bit too soggy, but this holds up. I don't know if you're cooling it down so fast or what, but.
Yeah, so we actually make it and then we freeze it, and then we cut it into squares, and then bread it, and then fry it. So it's a little bit of a process, but I think it's well worth it.
That remoulade is balancing out a lot of that. It's got that nice stinging kind of vinegary flavor to it, which is great, balancing out with the base of the cheese. Those two acids and bases fighting against each other. This is when I get a mixer basket of fried food, the macaroni and cheese balls are kind of low on the totem pole for me. But this is excellent, and I think you're right. I think you nailed it as far as the right amount of breading, the right amount of crispness on the outside. Yeah, sometimes it can be too much bread on bread on bread. Yeah, the menu is really diverse. It's got a lot. You're known for your burgers, but tell me a little bit about how the two of you work together to make your menu.
Oh, so I met Chris through a mutual friend. He has been in fine dining for the last 15 years, and he told me just in passing that he wanted to make bar food. And it just so happened that a couple months later, our chef, who was, our chef at the time, was moving to Texas. And so I hit him up and I was like, what do you think? And he's like, let's go. And so he's been a huge asset to us in really rounding out our menu and taking it to the next level. Our kitchen sales have actually doubled since Chris joined back in the winter time. So it's been a huge impact on us, and we make a really good team.
Dan, you've got some really excellent food here. Really fresh food as well. And a really fresh aesthetic. I love this place. I love the vibe that you got going on here. I really love it. And everything, and not to mention all the beers on tap. Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much for having us in. I really appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.